Hi guys, I am bringing you a new video because I see from your research article PowerPoint presentations that you do not know how to properly cite a journal article in APA format. And I also required you to get the 6th edition book this year. And surprise! For the first time in 10 years, they have come out with a new edition. This is the 7th edition. So I want you to be on the cutting edge. I want to make sure any student that leaves my class knows what they're doing. So I am going to show you now how to cite a research article, a journal article like the one you all analyzed in APA format. So here is the page you'll see on my screen, and this is photocopied, borrowed without permission. This is photocopied from the new manual, so please do not pass this around, sell, or distribute it. And I am going to use this article to illustrate how to cite one in APA. Okay, so first of all, I noticed that some of you used the title Works Cited. That is not APA. We haven't used that title for a reference page since 1994, I think was the last time. And that was the 4th edition. We are now on 7. And the title is always references. And if you look up here, this gives me an opportunity to show you. Right here is left justify, center. So the first thing you want to do is center your title. All main titles are centered. And in the new edition, this title is bold. It was the one title that was not bold before. Okay, and it's references, and it does not have an underline. It doesn't have a colon after it, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to return, and I see that I'm not on double spacing, so here in Word you would go and click on double space, but now I'm going to go back here and do it. Go into double spacing, so I hit return. Now I want to go back to left justify and take the bold off. All right, so if you look over here, you can see the first thing, and we're going to do the journal article with a DOI number. You can see the very first thing they do is the author's names. And if you look at this example and this example, if there's more than one name, you list them all and you use the ampersand sign between before the last name, no matter how many there are, okay? So we're going to go to our article. 1, 2, 3, 4 authors for this article. We're going to start with the first one. You always go with the one that is listed first. That's very important because they are a first author. To start with his last name first. Okay, comma. Then his first name, initial, period. And then his middle name, initial, period. And now a comma to separate from the next name. Okay, author number 2. You must go in order. Last name, comma. First initial, space. Next initial, space. Comma. No space, sorry, comma. Space. Now I'm going to type the next author. Campos, comma. J, period. He doesn't have a middle initial. And now I've come to the 4th and last author. So I'm going to space, use the ampersand sign, space, last name, comma. First initial, space, middle initial, period, space. Okay, now we're going to go back here. What comes after the authors? The year of the article in parentheses. Okay, so I'm going to do the year of the article, open parenthesis, and I find it right up here. This is an old one, 1985. All right, 1985, close parenthesis, period. All right, now let's go back here. So after the date and a period, you now put the title of the journal article. And if you notice, only the first word is capitalized unless it comes after a punctuation here. This is after a semicolon or a colon. So now you begin again with a capital letter. But every letter of the article is not capitalized. Every first letter. All right, so go back here. Notice how they capitalize everyone. So once it's published, they don't always publish things in APA. Keep that in mind. They require you to send it to them in APA, but they don't make their magazine or their journal look that way. So here we're going to write this, but we're not going to capitalize anything but the M. And then after the semicolon or the colon, we will capitalize just that first word. All right, so it's important that you follow the example in the APA manual exactly. Maternal, emotional, signaling. Cool. All right, so here's our first thing. Let's go back. See this hanging indent? That's the way you have to do APA with the hanging indent, which means every line after the first line should be indented. This one is flush left. This one is indented. All right, so this automatically goes back down here. So one thing I can do is I can hit return myself and hit tab. Okay, signaling. There's my colon. Now it's trying to capitalize that word for me, so I have to manually go back and put it back to a small letter. Okay? Now, I'm going to start with a capital again because it's after a punctuation. But I don't capitalize the rest of it at all. And I'm going to do it exactly how they've typed it out. And I missed a space here. Okay? Then after the title of the journal, you put a period. Okay? It's like one sentence. Academic journal. Okay? So the name is Developmental Psychology. You usually will find the name of the journal article right above the volume number and the issue number. Okay? And if you notice, in APA format, it is italicized. Okay? So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to italicize, which you click here and put developmental. Now I'm going to hit return myself, psychology. All right, and if you look here, you will see that both of them are capitalized. When it comes to the journal article name, you capitalize both words. So now we're going to put the volume number in, and you can see that the volume number is also italicized, but not the issue number. And there's a comma after the journal title because the volume and issue are all part of the sentence, if you will, for the journal article. So I'm going to come back here. Well, let me go back to the article. See, our volume number is 21 and our issue number is 1, and they do not use in APA VOL or anything like that. So we're going to put ours in. We put a comma. Then we put the volume number, which is 21. And now we take off the italics, open parenthesis, issue number is 1, close parenthesis, and then also part of that is the page numbers. So you can see there's a comma and the page numbers. All right, so now we put a comma and the page numbers. So the page number for this article is 195 to 200. 195 to 200. 195 to 200, period. Now, here's the big change. No longer do we use the words retrieved from. They want you to start right out with HTTPS, and DOI numbers are no longer alone without the HTTPS. Unfortunately, I picked an older article to do here, but this is your DOI number right here. So we're going to start with HTTPS : space. If you notice, they do not capitalize it, and they use DOI.org, and the DOI is lowercase, even though quite often in the journals, which this is an old one so it doesn't have it, DOI is quite often capitalized, but it is not in APA. Okay, and then you put the number 0012-1649 /85/500.75. Okay, and there's no period at the end because that will change in HTTPS. So you notice no period. Okay, so this is a correct journal article in APA format, and it is the most current format. So I hope that this really helps you. And if it doesn't, remember to come to me, contact me, speak to me. Please don't go to other professors or other sources or Google to help you with APA format.